Every Minecraft mob vote loser, ranked, and explained. This is the tier list. Every mob after the armadillo are all the losers we will be explaining in this video, starting with the newest and going to the oldest ones on this list. The first mob is the crab. As you can see, it does this little animation of waving, I guess. But the only thing it really adds is obviously a new mob that spawns in the mangrove swamp biome, other than frogs. But it did also add a crab claw, which will let you mine or place blocks from far away. As you can see, I'm pretty far away from that tree over there. I can mine certain blocks of it, but without the claw, I can't reach at all. There's also the cooked crab claw, which you can eat. This is a pretty basic mob, but I feel like there's going to be other mobs that don't really add as much. I'm gonna put this in solid B tier, since you can place blocks from really far away and mine blocks from pretty far away too. Number 2 is the penguin. This one doesn't have that much of a use. It can slide around, but it basically just spawns on these rocky shorelines. You can also swim in the water, but it makes your boats faster. See how fast I'm going right now? It's almost like I'm going on ice, but really it's just water and I'm using the penguin that is following me right now. Other than that, it didn't really say anything else about what the penguin would add. So it's basically like a dolphin, but for a boat. This one honestly isn't that good. I'm going to give it, I may have to go all the way down to D, because you might as well just use a dolphin at that point. Plus, later in the game, once you get an elytra, it won't really matter that much. So it's not that good of a mob. Next up is the Rascal. It basically spawns in underground dark caves or in mine shafts. If you find this mob 3 times, it will give you an item to assist you in the caves. Okay, I made the mistake of placing a whole bunch of them, and now I've just been finding them all around. Sometimes they're invisible for some reason. I don't really know, but I haven't gotten anything yet. Oh, here's another one. Gave me a bundle. Oh, okay. Ooh, and in the bundle, it had 9 gold ore. This is honestly a pretty cool thing to do. I don't know if it can give you anything special, but it is a pretty cool thing to add. It's a cool concept. Okay, overall, this is a pretty cool concept, but I feel like most people wouldn't actually use the mob unless they were just starting off their Minecraft world. But once you get to full diamond armor, not even beating the game yet, you probably won't ever use him again unless you were just bored and decided to use him. So I'll give it a B, because I like the concept and caves are pretty boring. So yeah. The next mob is the tough golem. Basically what you do with this mob, left click it and it will hold your item. It is a statue, but every now and then it will wake up and start moving around. To get your item back, all you have to do is left click and you'll get the item. And also, if you decide you don't want the golem anymore, you can kill it and get a random number between 1 and 4 pieces of tough. I really do like the design, but long story short, it's just a glorified item frame. And because of that, I can only give it a solid C tier. It's better than the penguin, which is a glorified dolphin, since it is a golem and we need more golems in the game, honestly. Plus this has other capabilities, it can walk around. It's also a statue. It's decent. The next mob is the glare. The only real purpose of the glare is to go over to areas where it's dark enough for mobs to spawn. And once it goes to an area where it's dark enough for mobs to spawn, it will start getting agitated. But other than that, that's all that was released about this glare mob. And because of this, I will have to put this mob in probably D tier. It's not very useful. Just because, especially if you're on Java, there's different mods they could install, or even just press F3, and I'm pretty sure it tells you light level. So it would only be useful for Bedrock players, and even then, I doubt they would actually use this mob. Next up is the Copper Golem, which is a mini golem made out of copper that walks around and can randomly press copper buttons, as you see it do right now. And over time, the copper golem will completely oxidize, then freeze back into a statue. It does look a little glitchy because it's the mod and obviously they aren't perfect, but I'm pretty sure if you left click the copper golem, it should go back to normal. And as you can see, it did. All the way back to its original stage. And then you can also use honeycomb on it to make sure it never turns into a statue. It is now waxed and will stay like that forever. It doesn't add that much into the game, gameplay wise. It does add some redstone mechanics into the game, Other than that, it doesn't really add that much. I'm going to put in C tier with the tough Golem. Next up, and probably one of my favorites, is the Iceologer. This mob was basically an illager, but it spawns in the ice biome, making it one of the few hostile mobs in the snowy biomes. It didn't say anything about spawning in any type of house, but this does seem like what it would look like if it was actually added into the game. If it is a hostile mob, I'm going to go back here, change my game mode into survival, and go over to him and see what he does. Ooh, okay. He attacked me with a piece of ice, and now I have this frozen effect and can walk very slowly. Okay. Ooh. And I don't think there's anything you can do about it but back up or get something above your head. I'm gonna see if I can kill it. Okay. So I was able to kill it. I got a totem of freezing. I don't know what this does, but it did drop ice blocks. Okay. Alright, I guess let's see what this totem of freezing does. Okay, it did absolutely nothing. I don't know what it does. So I guess it just doesn't do anything. But yeah, basically it's just a hostile mob that spawns in the snowy biome and attacks you with ice clouds. Honestly, this is a pretty cool mob since that's a very unique design, a cool concept, and they need to add more for the snowy biome, honestly. So I think this may be the first S tier. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put the Iceologer into S tier. And in case any of y'all were wondering, this is the inside of its house, which looks pretty accurate. Like having everything blue to match the blue biome, or like the ice in the biome. Oh, I didn't even notice he's up there. Okay, one emerald. And it has a bundle in here. This is pretty accurate for what I would assume an Iceologer house would be like. Next up is the Moobloom. This is a cow variant with like sunflowers on its back that would interact with bees. As you can see, the bees are trying to get pollen from the back of the cow. It does act like a normal cow. As you can see, you can milk it and all that and get buckets of milk. But other than that, it's all the Moobloom really adds. The Moobloom is one of the most popular mob vote mobs, since a lot of people really liked this mob, yet somehow it just didn't get accepted. But it doesn't really add anything, because there's already 3 different cow variants, so this would just be a 4th that we don't really need. So I think I'm going to have to put this all the way down in F tier. The Monster of the Ocean Depth. This monster would spawn in deep ocean biomes. It would drag players down under the water using its tentacles, creating a dangerous environment in the ocean. We don't know anything else about this mob, sadly, since this mob is over 7 years old, being announced in 2017. But from the very few things we actually know about this mob, it is a pretty cool mob, and it also adds a dangerous nature when you go into the water, since right now there's only drowns and they aren't very powerful. I'm going to give this our first A tier mob, and this is the drawing we got from Mojang. There are some in-colored versions, but all of these are just theories. Next up is the Great Hunger, which is a reptilian-like creature that can bury itself underground and could swallow any item, especially those with magical properties. But since this is another mob that was introduced over 7 years ago, this is all the information we know about this mob. Due to that, we can't rank it too high, since we don't know much about the mob, and it doesn't overall sound that cool, so I'm going to give it a B tier. Once again, there was no official in-colored version, but this is what it looks like drawn out. There are some ideas of what it could look like though. I personally like this the best, especially the one where you can see it eating a chicken. The Hovering Inferno. It's a stronger version of the Blaze, with a shield and more powerful fire attacks. It was basically designed to make the Nether more dangerous. Once again, there's only a drawing, but this is what my guess it would look like if it was actually added to Minecraft. At the end of the day, we will never truly know. This is also a pretty well-known Minecraft mob vote mob. I think this will go good in the A tier, since it's basically just an overpowered Blaze. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out one of the videos on screen right now. Other than that, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below what you think about this list and all these different mobs. Have a good day.